way I can't complain. You must fix it, I just maintain. Let it rain to me. Where I go to be, let it rain, I can't complain. You must fix it, I just maintain. I get let it rain to me.
I would not know if it's wrong, but one thing that I was not able to accomplish that I wanted to accomplish was after the war, the Liberian people elected me, and in fact, the Liberian people elected me to unite the country. I was not able to get some of the other factional leaders to return to Liberia. I was not able to get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best. Any other regrets? The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that guy. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership with the U.S.,
when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
in May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, "The government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and Armed Prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time with experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posted that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Fani-Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the Special Court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie. I said we tired with their life.
Oh yes, and when you are up
With their promises.
at the theme song of Takunji, we are asking you to invite others to join us as well.
See us.
If somebody is near you sleeping,
Frustrate us.
if they appeal to you, hey, please tap on that person's back
Why can't you allow?
or the person's leg, depending on the relationship between you and the person. Say, hey, wake up. Freedom Heart Talk is on.
You screw us.
Wake up, let's listen, let's follow, because it promises to be extraordinary tonight.
The government.
It promises to be interesting.
But are they quite?
Just a lot happening in our country. Oh, this whole thing about the United Methodist Church, what it is about.
The people lie.
Okay, so we say small thing tonight, even though we're waiting for all of the legal battles to conclude before we say what we think, but it's important we provide some clarities tonight.
Fool us. The people lie to us.
In case this is not too interesting to you, CDC Chairman, CDC Global Chairman Janga Augustus Cole will join us very shortly.
My hope that I
Why is he coming on? We want to talk to him.
have.
He made a statement today that apparently it's not going down well or resonating with some folks within the corridors of the CDC,
What the government betray? They have
including some of his partisans. What did he say?
hunger.
What did Janga Cole mean?
Your vision and your mission, your intention, the nation. The poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing.
Plus all the questions we intend to ask him tonight very, very shortly. So we'll go for our break. We'll come back. The CDC chairman will be on the show tonight. We talk to him on the issues.
The people fool us. The people.
The Liberian investigator is reporting something about the yellow machine again. We have that piece written published in the Liberian Investigator. Trust me, we're going to read what is written in the Liberian Investigator about the yellow machine. This one yellow machine, Wahala, will not leave our ears. Oh my God. This is Freedom Heart Talk. Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show.
Indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw it was
This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia and is in partnership
that you alive.
with Win Liberia, our financial partner. Yes, tonight we're giving out cash $5,000.
You screw up.
$10,000, $25,000, depending on the threshold.
The government should lie. Why?
So all you need to do, just make sure you have 50 Liberian dollars on your mobile money account, or its equivalent in US dollars will be around 25 cents. Once you have that, you are qualified to play. But let's take a break from let's take a walk from our partner. And when we come back, trust me, we talk the cash. Welcome all of you who are joining us tonight via our Facebook live feed. And then the CDC chairman, Janga Augustus Cole, will be our guest tonight. Let's take this break to be right back.
My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cent United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
And the work we dey do will bring the rubber. They tell me so many no. It's about musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping.
Okay, thank you so much, Old Man Sam Sion, Crime Stopper Liberia. Let's run straight to let's welcome all of you who are joining us tonight on the show from your different locations. Venetia's Junior Bar, Sylvester Yensua. Welcome all of you from the borough of New Kutan, Ansu Famole from Cape Mount, Samuel Hinen from Wiala, Magibi County, Lord Jala from Police Academy, Mohammed Balo from Broadville City, Venetia's, yes, Vicarious is also joining us tonight. Welcome Vicarious, Aliyu Kamara, Moses Henry, all of you, welcome to the show. Moses from New Jersey is following via YouTube. Shaklon Chas from Nimba, George Flomo from Hotel Africa Road, Agatha Glasgow from Tingers Village, J. Augustus Help, up Broad Street. Harris Kamara is joining us tonight from Painesville 72nd community probably. Okay, he said Washi from Japanese Freeway, Painesville City, Painesville 70th community. My first time hearing another community in Painesville. Avin Sompong, welcome to the show. Abu Baga Sharif, King Sergio, we say welcome all of you to the show tonight. It's good to have all of you. Mohammed Sano is following from Grand Cape Mount County. Peter Wunde is joining tonight from Crown Hill, up Broad Street. Duarte from Minnesota. Welcome all of you to the show. We have to talk to the chairman of the CDC because I know this is the breaking news and there are too many persons who may be calling him to talk to him tonight. There are many shows on tonight. The competition is so hard for talk show in the night. So, hey, so that means let's a call to the chairman of the CDC to talk to him about this statement. I wish I could play for me. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So let's call him. His phone is ringing. And that's so we can get the chairman from this end. Okay. Okay, so we're trying to join the chairman of the CDC to speak to us. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So what you got here? So this is the statement that was made. So listen to the CDC chairman today.
Well, I can tell you, before Geraldine Dosheri left, the CDC still won in 2017. And Operation who left when and from ANC, CDC still won. So the departure of these people is a testament, it's a wake-up call to the CDC that you are organized more. But I will tell you that somebody, one of your members leaving means nothing. No, you've been deceptive, and you've been illusional, if you say so. To recognize the fact that this departure is something, bad for the CDC, we call him to, in the near future, rethink and come back.
So Sir Joseph decision is, a bad thing for the CDC. So we'll call him, maybe probably in the future he will rethink his decision.
Do you understand? But whether that can stop the CDC from coming to power, no, because history has shown that even the CDC will not stop the CDC.
Okay, so that is the CDC chairman. That is the CDC chairman. This is what he. Okay, that is the CDC chairman.
Nobody should tell you that Sir Joseph departure does not mean anything to the CDC. No.
Nobody should tell you that Sir Joseph's departure does not mean anything to the CDC. Nobody should tell you, that's the chairman of the CDC speaking. Nobody should tell you that the departure of the chairman should not, of Sir Joseph should not mean anything to the CDC. He said no.
Joseph is a major blow to the CDC. It's a major issue.
Sir Joseph's leaving the CDC is a major blow to the CDC. It's a major issue to the CDC.
Sir Joseph will come to his
hope that he will come to his senses and come back home.
Well, I can tell you, before Geraldine Dosheri left, the CDC still won in 2017.
So I can tell you, before Geraldine Dosheri left, the CDC still won election in 2017.
And Operation who left when and from ANC.
Operation who left. Operation who left went from ANC. The CDC still won.
So the departure of these people is a testament. It's a wake-up call to the CDC.
Okay, so we have the chairman now on the line. Mr. Chairman, good evening to you. Thanks for always making yourself available to talk to Freedom Hard Talk.
Thank you.
Hey. Chairman, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sure, you are live. You are audible enough.
Okay.
Now, I know you have seen some of the criticism from some of your partisans, some of your colleagues, and some of your followers. You want to place your statement in context because we've been playing your statement back to back. And for the record, I'm playing what is posted, the essay that was posted by Spoon Network. That's what I'm playing for the record. So you want to place your statement in context. What did you mean? What was it about?
So basically what I say is what any other person will say. It's even what my own friend and brother Honorable Akaras Gray has been saying. Geraldine Dosheri left the party, it was a setback, but we still won. George Soro left the party, it was a setback, but we still won. Horatio Gould left and from ANC, it was a setback, but we still won. So Sir Joseph leaving is a setback for the party, but the CDC will still win. The CDC will still be strong. That is the context. It's so sad that a portion was extracted, not the entire statement have been posted, and that's wrong. That's intellectual dishonesty because I spoke in context. That even though Sir Joseph is leaving the party, but the party remains strong, and we are still strong, and we'll still go ahead to win the elections like we did in 2017, and that's the context. So it's quite surprising that a portion is extracted in the entire context of the statement, and it was not played, and that's so sad.
But Mr. Chairman, I understand the contextual aspect you emphasizing, but don't you think the choice of war was not carefully selected?
No, so what I meant was,
don't you think setback was too strong of a word?
Austin.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm here. You're live.
Okay. Hey. Any single person leaving the CDC, even an ordinary member, It's a setback for the party.
Mr. Chairman,
That's what I meant.
How is that a setback?
again?
How is that a setback to the party?
Because you don't want to lose members. But if somebody like Joseph, who the party has made from 2011 all the way to 2023, is leaving the party because you made him. He's a CDC investment. So it is sad for you to leave, but it does not mean the party will not survive because he's leaving. And that is the context. That is the context that I spoke. It's sad that the opposition is being extracted. Because if you play the full statement that I made as CEO, you understand the context in which I spoke.
Your statement comes in just at the time where an SF also is parading on social media by former Sano County Senator Milton Tiegi, who already said as CEO at the same venue that George Weah returning to the CDC or the CDC returning to power is almost like an illusion. It's never going to happen. Now, describing a single person leaving your party as a setback, the correlation or the timing, to many who are criticizing your assertion, that's what seems more attractive. Setback.
So, my brother, we even have a slogan for setback to come back. Losing the election in 2022 was indeed a setback. Prince Johnson leaving the CDC coalition in 2023 indeed was a setback. And so we must, as a party, we must be frank with ourselves, and that will in fact give us the impetus to work harder. And as party leaders, we must wear our garment. We must wear our garment to work harder to ensure that this party will triumph come 2029, and that is the path on which we are.
But it seems to me
that somebody leaving a setback does not mean the party is not strong. No, the party remains resilient. The party remains a grassroots movement, and we are all amalgamating the forces to ensure that we defeat the Unity Party come 2029.
It seems you are incurring more setbacks, many setbacks that may see you never coming back to the presidency. Saleh,
How?
There are many setbacks. Because if people leaving the party is being considered setbacks, and there are more people still leaving the party, more people still criticizing the party. Lester Tenney, one of your former supporters, is consistently on you. Solomon George, one of your former lawmakers, is consistently on you. And these people's consistency in attacking you are being considered as setbacks. It means you may just never come back.
Austin.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So you need to go back to CDC history after 2011 elections.
Okay.
There were a series of betrayals. of the CDC. And the CDC amalgamated the forces in 2017, gave the youth a resounding defeat. Some people leaving, you admitting that people leaving is a setback, in no one in the party. And people thinking that saying that people leaving is a setback takes away from the party. No. There's a clarion call to all party leaders, to all party members, that we should remain focused to ensure that we work to governance of the forces and win the 2029 elections.
What do you say to your parents who do not see or view your statement as a source of motivation, rather a demotivational utterance to them? No, what do you say to them?
No, so we can tell you, partisans, again, I show you that the CDC remains strong and vibrant. Even in Austin, setback does not mean that you are weak. Life, what is political, social, is a combination of setbacks and progress. So whenever you have setback, it gives you an opportunity to pick up from where you left. So Senator Sir Joseph betrayal of the lies that he told against the CDC is a major betrayal. Every betrayal that somebody that's supposed to be loyal to you give you is a setback for you. But that will not define, or that should not define your going forward. You should be resilient, you should be focused, and you should move forward. And that's why I'm urging all citizens, do not be perturbed. Do not be moved by what has happened. This should be an opportunity for us to hold together, to move the CDC forward, to take the CDC to the next level.
Now, let's place this in.
And there could be more betrayal. There could be more. We should be ready to absorb this betrayal, consolidate like we did after the 2011 elections. We amalgamated the forces and we drove to resounding victory in 2017.
So now, there are many questions also outside on the lava big blue. Now, I'd like to ask you this. Maybe this could be the final question to you. Now, most of your Star Wars and former Star Wars and partisans, ordinary partisans, have been criticizing Sir Joseph's decision to leave the party. Not just criticism, but they have also considered his exit as a nominal thing. And hey, that's Sir Joseph Gomez. Who is he? We made him. Now, a person that you made and describing his exit or his leaving as a major blow or setback, when your partisans have been criticizing him and considering his exit as nothing to the party. The contradiction also, did you consider all of these criticism prior to your comment because you are an authority of the party?
So, people who are saying Sir Joseph leaving me is nothing, they are also right. Because powerful people left the party before and we still won. And that's the context in which they are speaking. And so they are not wrong for saying that. They are not wrong for saying that because they are committed to the resilience of the CDC. They are committed to the CDC struggle. That in spite of Sir Joseph and others leaving the party, we are still on the verge of resounding victory. And that's the context. That's the context. So we all saying the same thing
if your
other ways.
If your partisans were pressuring you and demanding you, Mr. Chairman, no. The context in which you spoke did not go down well with us. We're not comfortable with that context. And you have to reconsider that context. Is this something that as a leader you'll be willing to do?
No, but to reconsider and say, reconsider what?
Especially the usage of the word, the description of the description of his action as a setback to the party.
To say Sir Joseph is now a setback to the party.
Are you prepared to reconsider the usage of that word, the description of Sir Joseph's
leaving? What I will say, I will reiterate. And I spoke to those lies. So that's what I'm talking about. And I said, his leaving is a setback for the party, but the party will still move on. That's what I said. And I said, any single party leaving is a setback for the party, but the party will still move on.
Okay, I think we appreciate you taking our call, and we hope that this matter can be resolved. Because I'm sure you're reading all of the comments that are flawed in the different chat rooms and social media about this.
Yeah, I mean, again, our party is a big party. It should be open for these discussions. People should not try to constrain even party leaders to think one way. No, we do not rebuild a movement that way. No. We rebuild a movement by keeping an open mind. Keeping an open mind, allowing other perspectives. I do not condone the betrayal of Sir Joseph. And I'm totally against it. I condemn it in the highest. And people must understand that. As the betrayal of any other sedition is condemnable, is regrettable, it is wrong. But that does not stop betrayal, Austin. If anybody betray you, it's when I betray you, is that not a setback for you if you are betrayed by somebody you trust, somebody you invested in? Austin, I want you to answer that question. If you have a child who you invested in for 20 years, 15 to 20 years, and that child betray you, is it not bad for you?
As bad as it may be, but I will consider it a disappointment, but not a betrayal, and not a setback, sorry.
No, a betrayal is a disappointment. For somebody to betray you is wrong.
Obviously, but I wouldn't describe that as a setback.
Is wrong. And because somebody betray you will cause you some harm. And we gotta be factual of ourselves. Somebody betray you will cause you some harm. See all of the insults, see all of the lies that Sir Joseph is giving against the party. It's causing CDC harm.
Holding on.
That's what we're talking about. People think that there's not praise. And somebody betraying you, recognizing that the person has betrayed you, is no praise. So that's upside down logic for anybody to think that because somebody betrayed you and you recognize that the person is a betrayer, there is a praise. No. But you recognizing that fact that it's a betrayer and it's going to serve as raw material for you to galvanize your energy to take your life to the next level. So even in the face of the betrayal of Sir Joseph and others, Solomon George and others, it's not going to stop the CDC from moving forward. And that's what I want CDCians to understand.
Considering the investment you've made inside and the growth you've aided him in, attaining from your institution, now he has left. Holding all political factors constant and election were tomorrow. What do you think Sir is going to honor man or is going to battle the CDC?
Sir Joseph has already told you that he's going to battle the CDC. That is no secret.
What will you be looking for?
So
which political terrains?
Come again?
Which political terrains will you be placing emphasis on to counter Sir Joseph's attack against the CDC if elections were tomorrow?
So, my brother. So I am of the view that before we get to 2029, people that Sir Joseph become inconsequential. So whatever we feel now is temporary, will be temporary. And that's why we must galvanize our forces, that we must put ourselves together. We should not pretend that we don't have trust and risk. As a party, that's the wrong mindset. We must have the mindset that we do have trust. We do have trust. And the sooner we prepare and galvanize ourselves, get ready, and face this stress and confront this stress and neutralize this stress, the better it is for our CDC. So CDC should not be thinking that we'll be one-sided. No. We come from the school of thought that we must recognize our challenges, we must recognize our shortcomings, and we must amalgamate our forces to make sure that we take the CDC to the next level. There should not be a new CDC of pretense, where we pretend that there's nothing wrong. No. I am not willing to lead that kind of CDC as chairman. I'm willing to lead a CDC where we would face our threats, face our risk, and deal with these threats and these risks. Turn them into opportunities that can move the party forward for victory. And that should be our focus. And as leaders of this party, I'm urging all, do not sit in your corners and think that all is well. No, no. We must all, join the struggle in rebranding this party, in reorganizing this party to make sure that we are ready to take the CDC to the next level. But we need to do a SWOT analysis.
Where does it start from? Where does it start from? Reorganizing the party, rebranding. We've heard these words for the last 1 year, 7 months within the corridors of the CDC. We've not seen any physical or practical action. When do you start rebranding? What does rebranding include or involve?
So the rebranding process is on. We are moving county to county. We have visited almost 6 to 7 counties already. We are putting in place party. So we will not come on radio to discuss our political strategy, and so that the opposition cannot feed into our political strategy. But we can tell you that we are recalibrating the forces. We are rebranding the CDC. We are getting ready. And you see the enthusiasm of the people and the failures of the current Unity Party government is also serving as an impetus that is galvanizing the population behind the CDC. So people like Sir Joseph living is a distraction that we will turn into opportunity. But we should not delude ourselves that we will ignore where we have challenges. No, we should not, as a party, ignore where we have challenges. We should identify these challenges and confront these challenges and put in place the requisite mechanisms that these challenges will take the party to the next level. No, I am not praising Sir Joseph. I am condemning his action. I am condemning his betrayal to the CDC, because the CDC is one of those who the CDC are invested in so much. So it's very, his action is very, very condemnable, and we condemn it in the highest. But that does not mean that we will not recognize it as an issue that we should use as a way to unite the CDC. No, there should be a clarion call to the CDC for unity, for progress.
There should be a clarion call to the CDC for unity, for progress. Anthony Janga Augustus, co-chairman of the CDC, thank you so much for talking to us. It was a pleasure having you on the show, providing that clarity. I hope the clarity will resonate with his supporters and followers of the party. So Senator Sir Joseph posted about a couple of minutes ago, and this is what he said. He shared a post from OKFM journalist Julius J. Julius J has posted that CDC chairman Janga Ko contradicts Akaro's Gray, says the departure of Senator Sir Joseph is a major blow to the party. Sir Joseph now turned or shared the post with this caption: only people who don't know the reality can disagree with this. Meanwhile, we encourage Mr. Janga Augusta Ko to join the People's Action Party, PAP. Our doors are opened, trying to fix things. So you can see the Margaret and the reason why your partisans are getting angry. But again, that's the clarity, or that was the clarity from Senator from Janga Ko, and let's hope, let's see how it plays in the coming weeks. Opa Weeks, Kwame Weeks posted a couple of minutes ago. So what will happen to CDC, where President we are to leave? A kick or a slap? Since you say Sir Joseph's departure is a blow. Okay, so yes, these are all comments from supporters of the CDC. James Johnson posted as well. Janga Augustus Ko it is now hard time that you resign and rest. George Weah is coming back. Wow, has it gotten to this point? Has it gotten to this point? James Johnson is calling for the resignation of the chairman of the CDC. So this is where we are, but these are all normal political fights that take place, political reactions, sentiments that come. And I can say this for a fact. I am aware of the source the source of the sentiments that are being expressed by seditionists and supporters of the CDC. But I think in my mind, they should calm down. I think in my mind, they should take a slow down pill and rest more, relax, reflect deeply. And after the show, I'll take my time to listen to the entire presentation. But from what I heard, I can say to you that if the chairman of the CDC were given the opportunity to go back and speak towards that issue, I'm not too sure he's going to use that description or use that word to describe Sir Joseph's leaving. I'm not too sure if the CDC chairman is given a chance to go back as CEO to speak towards the resignation of Senator Sir Joseph. I am not too sure, or I'm convinced that he would not prefer the choice of word he used or he selected today. Setback. I'm very sure. You know, at times, intention and context, well, you can be different, can be well intended, but the interpretations that will follow from the public, from your supporters, especially also when you are a leader, leading people, managing people, providing guidance for people, directing people into strategic directions. You have to be careful with your selection. It's very key. It's very key in leadership. It's very key in public speaking. It's very key in any career, any profession. It's good that you carefully choose your words, because some context you're speaking in will be good, but the choice of words will destroy the context or the contextual value or nature of what you try to communicate. And this is the accident we are discussing now with the utterances made by the CDC chairman. The context he spoke in was to recount and make reference to people that have exited the CDC, who were made by the CDC, who occupy strategic positions or key positions in the CDC, but their exiting or leaving the CDC did not break the CDC down, even though they took people away, which could be, yes, a setback, because when you're leaving, so Geraldine Doe Sheriff left, she left with people. She didn't leave alone. Horatio Gould left, he left with people, he didn't leave alone. George Solo left, I don't know why he left with anybody. I don't know why he even left with a dog. But I'm sure he gave them, he didn't have one or two persons that were loyal to him. Sir Joseph obviously leaving, he's going to leave with people. I can say that as a journalist that, yes, I could comfortably choose to use a setback, describing his action as a setback. I could choose to comfortably use that word. But as a leader, leading people who have already started criticizing and chastising Sir Joseph, oh, man, you go, man, oh, man. Yeah, leaders will come by and fine tune it, yes, to reflect that the CDC as an institution is a knowledgeable party, a responsible party, a well-organized party, a mature party, because you can't depart. No political party can control the views and opinions and thoughts and expressions of its partisans. It's not possible. It is not possible. No political party can control the views, the expression, or the thoughts or utterances of its partisans. You can't control what they say, what they write. No, you can't do that. But when they finish saying all the things they want to say, oh, Sir Joseph, I cannot fair, man. Oh, Sir Joseph, you did. Oh, you that. When they finish saying all those things that do not represent the views or the position of the party can come out and issue a leadership position or a position or a response to him that will reflect good leadership, quality leadership, that will not demotivate the partisans and their supporters, and that will not also promote or contradict the expressions or the sentiments of the party and its partisans as well, and other officials. That's when carefully structuring your statement of response and the utterances and the choice of words too, because it would damage the entire context or intention of your expression. And in my mind, I think that's what happened today. Just by the usage or the selection of that word, setback, destroy the entire intention, the entire context the chairman was speaking in. But again, these are all things that help to make the politics juicy, so we can understand. But the chairman has spoken already. CDC, seditionists, supporters, we actions, you gotta calm down. You have to calm down. Jagaku has said he has provided the clarity. You all have to calm down. We all have to accept some realities. So realities are painful. Some facts are painful, but we have to accept them as reality. We have to accept certain facts. Some facts. They're painful. Yeah, but what do? You don't want to wear rare shoes. Yeah, Marvin buy you rare shoes on Tony's day. You see the shoe on Tony's money. What you do? You vex by what you're paying. Or maybe you won't wear long trousers, they buy you short trousers. What you do? Tony says, my man, Christmas clothes, they are Tony says slow. Go wear your clothes. You are paying. But hey, that's the reality before you. That short trousers you can wear on Tony's day. You gotta wear. You feel bad way. But you gotta wear. So I mean, we have to move on to other issues. I'm not taking calls yet for seditions. I have I think 2 other issues to discuss here tonight, and then we can just blend it in and take calls. But while we are talking, you can be playing the cash giveaway. You just need $50 Liberian on your mobile money account, or you need 25 cents in US on your mobile money account. Once you have that on your phone, you are qualified to play the cash giveaway. The short code is *255 *1#. *255 *1#. Again, *255 *1#. At 9:30, we can be able to do our jaws and then take calls. Let me see what I can make up this presentation in 30 minutes, and then we can move on to do 1 or 2 jaws, if possible 3 or 4, if possible 5 or 6, and then we move on to other issues. I mean, leave me back. The chairman feeling talking. What I want me to say? Leave me. Y'all go do your fighting in your chat room, my man. I beg you. The chairman has spoken. Y'all go do your fighting in your chat room. All your messages you're sending, I'm reading right. I'm reading right. I see your messages. Let me just. Y'all will recalibrate that party by force, by fire by force. By fire by force. So, all this thing, there's in the United Methodist Church, and we're hearing people giving different accounts and all of that. And I think I should spend like 10-15 minutes providing small clarity. Just small clarity. I'm not stating any position here. But what I can say is that I am a United Methodist. I remain a United Methodist. I didn't join the UMC. I was born in the UMC. So I am a UMC. I am a United Methodist by birth. So I remain a United Methodist. If all of you listening to me and those of you watching me want to consider me again, that's your business. That because a church took a position that is not being understood by a particular group, or that is being miscommunicated or misinterpreted by a particular group who think or who believes that we should intellectualize the church to accommodate our political aims and objectives. For me, I'm not going into the politics of that one. That's the business. That's the business. God will judge those who are efforting to damage or destroy the church by misinterpreting and miscommunicating the decision of the church and ignoring the authority of the church as well. The United Methodist Church has authoritative layers, structures that take decisions and communicate decisions of the church. Until that structure can be dissolved, it remains the singular authority and structure that represents the United Methodist Church globally, and that is structured down towards the local churches. We should not ignore that one, and nobody should ignore a United Methodist, a non-United Methodist. This is for all of us. We need to adopt the culture of respecting authority, laws, rules. We say we did not vote for Baka, but those who voted for Baka in the majority. I am under no obligation to disrespect that authority vested in Baka as the president. Since I will get angry, or I got angry when they were disrespecting the authority vested in George Weah as president, that's how I should not be disrespected. As long as I do not see George Weah, whose leadership I subscribe to, disrespecting the presidency, the authority of the presidency, I would not join anybody to disrespect the authority of the presidency. The day I see we are doing it, my leader will do it. Once he's not doing it, I'm not doing it. Let's be clear about that. Now, so same to the church. The church has a structure. After or every 4 years, all the different structures from around the world go to the US to attend the General Conference. That's the first thing we must understand. In Liberia, the bishop of our church is not the one who makes decision for the annual conference, the Liberia annual conference. So if some of you do not know, that's the first clarity you must know. The bishop does not make decision for the Liberia annual conference. The bishop of the United Methodist Church in Liberia does not make decision for the congregation, or what we call a laity. We have a board of laity that makes decision for the laity. We have to understand that. So when we go to annual conference, like we went to the 192nd annual conference, we meet and take a decision, or take a couple of decisions, including resolutions. When we go to general conference takes a decision, and that decision is trickled down to the annual conferences where applicable. That's how it works. So you go down there in America to vote for same-sex marriage or against same-sex marriage. You will not carry, for example, let's say Liberia, you carry delegates to vote. So if you take 10 delegates from Liberia to go and vote, other churches they have 10 delegates. All annual conferences got 20 delegates. All annual conferences got 15 delegates. Some got 8 delegates. Depending on the size or structure of your conference. Right? Or your leadership. So all these different delegates from the different local conferences will assemble in America to vote on different propositions. Some of you, I can understand that you're not United Methodist, so you don't understand the structure of the church and how it works, how decisions are made. And our many in Liberia are making it to look like it is the bishop that took a decision, which is not the case. So everybody left a year ago. Now, for the last 30 years or over 30 years, this particular proposition has been surfacing on the floor at the general conference. Every time we go there, what can happen? Everybody will go for, they will defeat same-sex. You go again after 4 years, people will vote against same-sex. They defeat the proposition. You go again after 4 years, boom, defeat the proposition. They vote against same-sex. You think the people who are United Methodists and are into LGBT, you think 15 years, 20 years, they were not preparing a planning to go and win more votes? It's democracy that voting. When you say that, when there are more crazy people than some people, who do you think will be elected president in your country? Crazy people, right? Or when there are more people who are literate or who have financial capacity to lobby amongst all the voters to go and vote in their favor, who do you think will win? The people who best campaign. It's a campaign thing, it's a lobbying thing. So we African churches have been voting against same-sex. Where did the people take that vote from this time around? And do you know, even the very Liberia Annual Conference that we're talking about today, they are even internally they accusing each other, say Liberia did not vote in unison. But that's besides the point. The main point I want you all to understand is that, hey, the bishop of the UMC does not make decision for the Liberia Annual Conference at the General Conference. So yeah, a few documents I'm going to reference for you tonight, right? So let's see. Let's see what was taking. Hey man, y'all stop calling me. Y'all stop calling me. Y'all stop calling me. Okay, so let me zoom this one for clearer viewing. No, this is not what I want. This is it. Okay, this is what I want. So this is the Liberia Annual Conference Committee on General Resolutions. The Committee on General Resolutions. The general resolutions to the 192nd session of the Liberia Annual Conference. I shouldn't be doing this, man. Of the UMC. So this is the general resolution that they took at their 192nd session. We, the clergy, lay leader, and lay members accredited at the 192nd annual session of the Liberia Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church, convening with the St. John United Methodist Church as venue, Banga City, Bon County, under the theme and text, blah, 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 blah. Come down. Hereby adopt resolution number 192/016 LSC UMC, Banga City, Bon County, February 16, 2025, as follows to wait. Resolution A, subject reaffirmation of the definition of marriage in compliance with biblical standards, national laws, customs, and traditions. The men who said it in the church, they lying that the United Methodist Church Liberia agree to adopt or legalize same-sex marriage. And what they say? This is the resolution on same-sex marriage by the very United Methodist Church in Liberia, that general resolution, what they approved, voted for, what they voted to approve in Banga. I'll read for you. Whereas paragraph 604.1 of the discipline grants the LSC UMC the authority to adopt rules, resolutions, and regulations not in conflict with the United Methodist Church Book of Discipline 2020-2024. National laws, listen you, national laws, customs, and traditions for its governance. So any resolution you pass should not be in contradiction of your national laws, your customs, or your tradition domestically. It is in our Book of Discipline. Our men say that either that part and present a picture to the public like it is not in the United Methodist Church Book of Discipline. That they do not recognize traditions, culture, and customs. This is it. Whereas the Liberia Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church, convening at its 192nd annual session, held with the Banga District Conference from February 10 to 16, 2025, recognizes the General Conference, the West Africa Central Conference, and the Annual Conference as the governing bodies authorized to adopt resolutions, petitions, and resolutions for the smooth operation of the United Methodist Church worldwide. Whereas the West Africa Central Conference has approved the following amendment to the Book of Discipline 2020-2024 in accordance with paragraph 544 by adding subparagraph 5 and 7, which states that the West Africa Central Conference and its members, episcopal areas, and annual conferences shall adhere to biblical standards, national, state, and local laws concerning LGBTQI. It is in the Liberia Annual Conference General Resolution. Or same-sex. So some of you who do not know, who are not following, they're giving you a different picture. That the church in Liberia, the UMC in Liberia, agree for same-sex marriage. This general resolution passed in Banga at the St. John United Methodist Church by all the delegates who attended that conference. There's the resolution here. And I'll read that again. Whereas the West Africa Central Conference has approved the following amendment to the Book of Discipline. In the Book of Discipline, they approved it. 2020-2024. What is approved in the United Methodist Book of Discipline is what I'm about to read to you. In accordance with paragraph 544, by adding sub-paragraph 5 and 7, which states that the West Africa Central Conference and the member episcopal areas and annual conferences shall adhere to biblical standards, national, state, and local laws concerning LGBTI plus all same-sex marriage matters, and affirm that for United Methodists in West Africa, marriage shall be a union between a man and a woman with the issuance of a marriage certificate by the state. This is what Liberia United Methodists passed at the General Conference. Because certain people, okay, let's sit down and allow the laws, to take a course. But it seems that by those destroyers are resonating with some of you who are United Methodists but don't understand what's happening, and some of you who are not United Methodists and don't understand what's happening, what the reality is. This is why I'm bringing this up, because I am a United Methodist. We rose through the ranks and files of the church. As to the extent that we are former national leaders of the youth and young adults fellowships. We went way up there. As a former first vice president, national first vice president for the conference Young Adults Fellowship, we are former leaders, we mean leaders of the church. We can sit down and allow people to destroy the church by spewing out false narratives that do not represent the church, the true integrity of the church. Jabal say, if you won't go, go. Me, I choose my peace of mind. Other people say, we won't go. But I'm not going. I will go, but we'll damage or destroy you. You got some marriages like that. They may won't go, but you look at the Jew first. He said, I will damage her before I leave. So Jew won't go. They look at the man, they may get potential. I get the image. I got to provoke him to do something so I can damage him. This is the case. But let's continue what the very Liberia Annual Conference, what they passed, the United Methodist Church under Samuel Choir. This is what they passed in Banga. You will not hear anybody calling his or say a globalist referencing this resolution. I don't know what other document is supposed to convince you that the United Methodist Church in Liberia did not approve same-sex marriage. This is the general resolution from the General Conference and Annual Conference. All those who sign will read the signatures. Now, it also says that whereas the Liberia Annual Conference, consistent with the West Africa Central Conference resolution and the amendment to paragraph 544, reaffirms its historical commitment as evidenced by resolutions adopted by the 187th its 187th to 192nd annual sessions, and to uphold the traditional biblical principle of marriage as a union between a man and a woman in alignment with biblical standards, Liberia's cultural values, traditions and civil marriage and civil marriage laws. Now, therefore, be it resolved that one, that the Liberia Annual Conference at its 192nd annual session formally adopts the amendment to the Book of Discipline, paragraph 544, sub-paragraph 5 and 7, as approved by the West Africa Central Conference, which convened in Ghana between December 5th to the 5th to the 8th, 2024, affirming that marriage within the United Methodist Church in the West Africa Central Conference is defined as a union between a man and a woman consistent with biblical standards applicable to the national laws, traditions, and customs of annual conference within the central region in the Central Conference. How is it that people who went to school are refusing to answer or to understand the simple thing that you don't have to be a lawyer or even you just need to read and read? You will understand this. And they're misinterpreting what the church in Liberia has agreed upon. That one, though. 2, that the Liberia Annual Conference directs all member churches and affiliated bodies to implement this resolution in accordance with the principles set forth within and to ensure compliance with Liberian laws while maintaining the biblical and doctrinal teachings of the United Methodist Church. 3, that in line with its traditional stance and in line with its adherence to biblical standards, scriptures, the Holy Bible, and the laws and customs of Liberia, the Liberia Annual Conference will not conduct any weddings of homosexuals or ordinations of self-avowed practicing homosexuals. The United Methodist Church is traditional. The United Methodist Church is traditional in its interpretation of the Holy Scripture, the Scripture that contain both the Old and New Testament, and will continue its evangelistic outreach to all persons who live in darkness and do not know the redemptive grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. This is the United Methodist Church resolution, general resolution, just recently passed in February at the annual conference in Ghana. 4, that the Liberia Annual Conference shall maintain the name United Methodist Church, the cross and flame as trademarks already registered internationally and honor the laws of the Republic of Liberia. 5, that the name United Methodist for us in Africa has indelible history and legacy and has become an attractive, redemptive, and Christian service-oriented name holistically throughout the continental connection of the United Methodist Church. 7, that the insignia of the UMC, which represents the cross and the flame, bears great spiritual impact on our evangelism, mission, witness, and service throughout Africa and the world. 7, that our emblem of a cross and a dual flame reminds us of who we are in Jesus Christ, how we are connected to God through Christ, the cross, and the Holy Spirit, the flame. Hey man, stop calling me, man. That the flame also reminds us of the birth of the Christian church on the day of Pentecost. That one can be found in Acts chapter 2, verse 3. And of the historic conversion, experience, and transformation of our founder, John Wesley, on Aldersgate Street in London, England, on 24th May 1738, when he felt his heart strangely warm. Resolution B, they want empowering the board of trustees to qualify the document or for the church property. But that's resolution A. I was reading to you. What in that resolution says to you that the United Methodist Church in Liberia has adopted or approved or endorsed same-sex. And we can go on and on with the clarity, but like I said, there are many cases in the code that the courts are handling. We can be discussing the church on radio, especially those of us who are leaders of the church. Most of us you see discussing the church, engage in the different discussions. We are all leaders of the church. We're leaders in our local churches, leaders in our at the district level, leaders at the conference level. Some are leaders at the West Africa Central Conference level. Some are leaders at the jurisdictional level of the church. And we are acting or behaving like kids, like people who do not understand the church, what it is to maintain the integrity of the church. And we think it's intellectual or it's being smart. We think it's being smart. We think that's smart, that you're too smart now. So, everything you're smart. Yeah, go. So, everything you're smart. Everything we reach, we go. So, everything we not, the poor boys supposed to be all. Let go. So, they tell you, we preach it. Let's stand so. We smart. Let's stand. No, these kinds of divisive, overlarge divisiveness in the thoughts of Christianity in a denomination called United Methodist. We can't do this. I'm not going to chastise anybody because most of the people I see on the other side are all like friends, brothers, especially the young people. Most of us grew up in the church together. We can't be tearing ourselves apart, destroying our relationships we've built over the years because we want to leave one denomination to form another denomination. We can't be doing that. What do we benefit? Going personal with each other after building a friendship, relationship of over 10, 15, 20 years, some 30 years. And you destroy a friendship or a relationship that you've built only because you want to leave a particular denomination to go to another denomination? I mean, what are we thinking? You can destroy the church because Samuel Choir is bishop. He will not be bishop forever and ever. He will retire at age 70. You will not be bishop forever. So the next bishop that comes in, what do? You've destroyed the church. The global you're celebrating today, 20 years, this is the United Methodist Church. 40 years over, we've been rejecting this decision to legalize same-sex. Over 40 years. We've been battling this proposition. And we are not the only denomination. The Lutherans, the Catholics, other people, they've been battling this proposition to legalize same-sex. You don't see them destroying their churches. Are we the only intellectuals or the only smart people in the church? The Presbyterian Church, go and ask for the history about same-sex. Go to the Lutheran Church and ask about the history about same-sex. Do you see them fighting and destroying the church publicly? Responsible leaders will sit down and reflect and make decisions in the interest of the institution. They will not make decisions to destroy the institution. Assuming the same number of years it took the United Methodist Church to reach this point today. To say you go into General Conference and the delegates in the majority voting to legalize same-sex based on the region where it is acceptable in your region. Then assume tomorrow. Today, the global maybe 6 months old or 3 months old or 1 year old. 30 years from now, your leaders will change or may change. Things may change. The same way today the United Methodist Church is in, well, I want to consider crisis because of this proposition. Who knows? You think everybody in global, talking global, will remain global, will remain, we don't even know what someone said, already is I. Tell people will infiltrate the church. You go out to win people's souls for Christ. When you go evangelize tomorrow, you tell people, say, no, we are here to evangelize. But if you know you're gay or you're lesbian, we now want you in our church. Will you tell them? No. You're not going to tell them, say, because if you're gay or lesbian, don't enter our church. So how do you evangelize to them? You are going to win souls for Christ. And winning souls, evangelism goes after sinners. Goes for sinners. Non-believers. So if you all are saints in global, then you guys do not have to be from church. If you want only saints in your church, no need to form church. You already saints. You are already saints. Just wait for judgment day. You go to heaven. Just wait. But let's assume 30 years from now or 20 years from now, the very global decides to legalize same-sex at their general conference. And your local church here too, your annual conference, you move again. Then you move again, you go different place. Then you form your own church. Huh? Like I said, don't intend to go into any politics. People support people. They lose election. They go back. We know the Methodist Church to be a church of democracy, a church of battle, intellectual battle. Strong intellectuals were made in the church, but we restrict our intellectualism. We restrict our intellectual activities within the boundaries, within the pillars of the church, on the four pillars of the church. I see we killed one of the pillars of the church, ignoring one of the pillars of the church, reasoning. Nobody is reasoning. Nobody wants to reason. Nobody wants to reconcile. Everybody on the other side is bent on destroying the UMC and promoting the other C. And they say, yeah, all of you in the UMC, you sit down, you don't fight back, you don't do anything. You sit down, you watch us, let us destroy the UMC. What kind of arrogance is that? How does that make sense? You want to walk away peacefully and leave the other people. Well, tomorrow when heaven opens, God will judge all those who were doing the wrong things. And you know the decision of God. The sins will go to heaven. The sinners will go to hell. You want to judge people on earth? And you think that's you think you're being intellectual? The very other denominations that are mocking you, go in and other churches, that other denominations, and hear their problems, and see whether they don't have any problem in the church. But they are mocking you, and they have legitimate reasons to mock you because you are bringing the church to public ridicule. You are the one doing so. I've been a member of the Liberal Council of Churches Youth Text. Yes, for years. So we have an understanding, in-depth understanding of other denominations, of the issues confronting other denominations, the crises that are confronting other denominations. And I can take one from there, especially the mainland churches that are traditional members of the Liberal Council of Churches Youth Text. They all have their own problems. You never hear about them. You never see them going to court, fighting, shutting down church, disrupting church services. If you and I serve in the same God, and no lesbian or gay in the church will go to serve God, why should we disrupt the church service? If you and I go and serve the same God, why should you disrupt church service? When the intention is to serve God, is to worship God. The person who didn't praise and worship, they're not lesbian. The person who beat in the drum, they're not gay. The person who played the guitar, they're not gay. The person who died in the choir, she's not lesbian. The person who come and preach, they're not gay or lesbian. So why are you disrupting church services when we are all serving the same God? And your issue is against allowing same-sex people in the church. You go to church, you not see no same-sex people in the church. Everybody beating drum, playing piano, leading praise and worship, coming preach. That's also people who you know to be straight men and women. So why do you disrupt church service? It says to me that there are ulterior motives behind this thing. Because the UMC is clear on her decision. It's clear. It's clear on her decision. So we have to make some adjustments. I mean, we have to come to our senses. As a church, as a leader of the church, we use our microphone to fix the problems, to solve the problems. I'm not going to use my microphone to destroy, to exacerbate the problems. I will never do it. I will never sit down here and castigate my other friends from the other side who say they want to leave the UMC. We'll caution them. We'll call on them, call for calm, and ask all of us to sit down. Let's see how we can solve the problems. But we'll not allow or accept misinformation or disinformation that are intended to propagate falsehoods against the reputation and the integrity of the United Methodist Church. That is not going to happen while I'm seated behind these microphones. Our advocacy goes beyond politics. Our information, our communication, the content that we communicate go beyond politics. This matter has become a national issue now, so we can talk about it in a manner that will not injure any side, but a manner that will see call for a peaceful resolution of the matter. I know some people will not listen because they've already been on it. Some have already left totally. But there are other issues that we have to let go. The church should remain the church. We've always said, because of the church. That's a famous slogan in the church. Because of the church. At this point, we can no longer say because of the church. How come? Where is the doctrine? Where is the orientation? The fellowship, everything that we've built together, and we can no longer say because of the church. We say because of us, because of our sentiments. Things that people is sitting there enjoying, way in America, in Queensland or Queensland, we say we come in here, we can't destroy. Look around Africa, the West Africa Central Conference. Which African conference do you see fighting in division? Go to East Africa. Do you see any conference fighting in East Africa? Oh, breaking out doing it. Do you go to Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria? What do you see? Do you see people fighting all around? Only us here. We say we'll do it the other way. But I think we can do it differently. Within the confines of the laws. We can't be going violent in the public on Sundays and we call ourselves worshippers. We are making mockery of ourselves to other denominations, to other religious groups. We're making mockery of ourselves. You go to church on Sunday, you're disrupting church service, and you're standing before church, chanting political and uncultural slogans, and you're talking about cultural values. You come here and say we have to promote our cultural values. You go to the church on Sunday, stand in front of the church and chant slogans that do not promote your culture, do not promote or project the value of your culture. We contradict ourselves. So, yes, we can take calls. You listen to the CDC chairman, he was clear that he spoke in context. And you understand that some of his partisans and his colleagues were taking all giving it misinterpretation and all of that, but he didn't mean any harm. He spoke in context. The context was he was saying, hey, Sir Joseph Living, we invested a lot in him. But other people left the party who we invested in, and the party didn't die. The CDC didn't get destroyed. The CDC, in fact, won election in 2017. Today, Sir Joseph Living, yes, it's a setback. But we have to move on as a party. We have to face these realities, accept them as a reality. And say, let's move on, let's rebrand, let's recalibrate, let's adjust. Why he living remains a setback, but we can battle him, battle his action, recalibrate, adjust, neutralize his threats or the potential, any potential threats that he may, that his exiting may pose to the party. and to the party's chances of winning in 2029, and neutralize those threats and move on as a party. Jangako said that's what he meant. What do you think? Do you think Jangako's clarification should suffice here? Do you think his clarification should be accepted and we should move on as a party? I mean, what do you think? What are you saying to somebody as a leader? Are you saying, hey, my sister, listen to me. Let's accept Chairman Jangako's clarification on Freedom Hard Talk, and let's move on. What are you saying to your people in Bon County? Can we move on? The chairman has spoken. He has provided clarity. Is the clarity acceptable? Are you comfortable with the clarity at the moment? Does it make sense that we ignore the misinterpretation being given in some quarters about the context in which I spoke and move on as a party? It's your time to talk. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Let's talk. We spoke about 2 issues. Yes, I can go into this yellow machine thing because I just received a lot of documents about it too, so I want to hold on to it until tomorrow. So yeah, let's talk. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. The cash giveaway is on. Yes, sure. So while I'm taking your calls, let me go to the dashboard and see whether I have about 200 transactions to start doing to run a fresh draw on the show. This person, let's hear you. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining Freedom Hard Talk. Hello?
Yeah, I'm getting you. Hello?
Go ahead, you're live.
Thank you. I think I'm here for the Harry Club. What specifically I want to talk about the mental issue you talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much for the forum and concern about the church. And we have to speak to our people, let the church be the church. The politics in the church, they bring it, we said, but for me, I'm against how they talk about power and this and that. We have been looking at power of discipline, concerned about the church, and we are mentalists. It was very discouraging, discussion issued on social media, discussion about the church, about individuals within the church. I'm totally against it, and we have to speak to our brothers and sisters that we all are wolves, sharing the same God. But Lord, focus our mind to serve God in the church of United Methodist Church.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. Let's hear the next person. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Reverend T. Washington Chako. I come on the Theater of Bell.
How you doing, Reverend?
How are you?
I'm okay.
This evening, I'm overwhelmed with the clarity made. You see, democracy is good. It has a lot of beauty. But in democracy, we also have propaganda.
Sure.
Yeah, and that is the political maneuvering. In my own opinion, the Methodist Church, there's a politics within the Methodist Church. That's one of the reasons people don't want to understand the issue of same-sex marriage. The first thing I want to tell the African people, our country against same-sex marriage. The under the law is referred to as union sex.
Yeah.
So from which background, a church in Nigeria will condone same-sex marriage, even when the law is dead. So no other argument I can convince you. Any church that does that, you are violating the law of Nigeria.
Obviously.
And the government of Nigeria has the right to close that church.
Exactly.
So, but this issue in the media about the Methodist Church, it has some propaganda. For me.
No, you're right. You're right. That's true. You're right.
Yeah, I'm speaking to you. I've been following it. I'm the chairman for the Council of Churches in Foya.
Okay.
I've been following it. And today, I'm going to officially condemn those a fast solution than to make it so much bad. So want to condemn those who misinterpreting the Mennonite doctrine or respect their convention or their conference resolution. They are in error. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend. Let's take a call from the diaspora. More calls. We can take more calls tonight, so you don't worry. We'll have enough time to take more calls. Good evening to you, my dear brother.
Good evening, Austin. This is GT, and I'm calling from Canada. And thank you today for the topic on the discussion, as usual. I just want to share my one or two on the chairman. The chairman's, I don't know why the chairman's scary, or the way the chairman talked to the chairman sounding scary, Austin. And since the chairman talked about CDC, Austin, I know, but I think you asked me the question, but you mentioned something that look, in the eyes of the public, CDC is depreciating. It's been almost 2 years now. We see nothing. We see anything. We know what's going on, what's happening, what not happening. The biggest political party, the chairman sounding like that. I don't. Look, chairman can talk like that. The way that chairman talk today, it's not how chairman supposed to talk.
You must sound sexy, eh?
So. No, the chairman is sounding scary, I think.
Oh, scary. It sounded scary.
It's sounding scary.
Oh, okay.
And then I said, look, the institution, nobody is bigger than the party. Nobody. That's a whole institution right there. People come, people go. And I'll tell you, plenty of people will come, plenty of people will go. And that's the fact. But the chairman can speak that I think. And right now, people want to see CDC. CDC, they want to come back, or CDC going to be coming down. People got to see CDC governing from outside. They got to look at the structure in the party and got to say, yes, this is where we are. Say the people did that, do all this momentum and put it around and think that, what happened, what came over that thing. People trying to boost momentum around the chairman, but then the chairman is scary. He don't even know where to go to. But the chairman need to find new strategy and things like that. I seen a few beginning, one or two people, they pushing the CDC in the thing. For me, I don't worry about who leaving the CDC. We're not leaving the CDC. When you leave the CDC, when you mention Joria name, you just promote the CDC more out. If you want to leave, just leave quietly. And to the other discussion, I'm a melody man. I grow in the first Melody Church and I'm pastor in Trinity in Newtown. I'll tell you the two, what the Melody put in for me, I lecture in it since 2018. The only thing I'm doing now, I'm walking around my psalm, I say my psalm, and I get my candle, I fast and pray. If I really run as fit down, if I want to talk to God, I just put my candle down and go in my psalm and thing. Me and Jesus will bother in the same room, discover what's supposed to discover. Hey, nobody's going to do it for me. So what people do in the chair, doing the chair, all our whole body and business, who doing it, who not doing it, we never know. So if we discussing, if we discussing anything, you have to waste your time.
Yeah, you say if you check because somebody like you, like you in you like lesbian. All the denomination like you are lesbian.
You can never see them. I tell you, in the time, you can never know. Everybody can be pretending and doing that. So you have to go sit and go do your own. And you know the thing about the gay people can really surprise me. In Africa, people talk about the gay business today. But as soon as they come in development, I live in Canada. I was in Liberia, the town plane to come to Canada, Austin, and me call it one shot. I was on the radio, I was driving, going to white. And I listened on the radio, I was following Canada. Canada just, it was one of the first countries that legalized gay.
Yeah.
At first, I kind of think, I'm going to that kind of country, I can't to do it. So I put it in my mind, said, so, and you just got to do, and yeah, people live here, people do that, nobody got everybody go do that business and thing. And yeah, the people get offshore. When you go to the training, go to school, and thing, when I time ready for the people to teach about ballet pass and things, they send note to the school. They ask you want your child to take part in the discussion? Yes or no? You sign the paper. You know when your child to take part in when the class time, you put your child in the other side, they put go to the thing.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Let's take more calls from here. Let's take more calls. We have enough time to take calls tonight, so we can talk. We can exhaust all of you, or almost all of you. Oh, my man, the thing is still not going through. Don't be distracting me. I can do that. It's still not going through. So, okay. Yeah, still not going yet. So let's take call from here. More calls on the two topics we discussed here tonight. Let's hear you. Good evening to you.
How you doing, Austin? This is we are talking.
Welcome, Dad.
Member of the Trinity United Methodist Church, former lay servant.
Okay, let's hear you, Dad.
The issue we are talking about, I don't know whether we're supposed to trust one another. The people, them are even our calling Bishop Abundesi, especially our men, we okay sign this afternoon. It pisses me off.
Okay, discuss in the afternoon.
We're supposed to cover ourselves. We ourselves.
That boy he get pops.
Let us see Bishop Choir, any of the church with the constitution of this country, go and get man-to-man certificate in that any of the United Methodist Church. Then that's something we are seeing now. But we take it, and even our brothers, our sisters that say they are going to Grimo. You want to leave your own woman, you can leave the whole church or the whole house and pay a new house for the woman that you say you want to marry. The people living in United Methodist, they must find their place, their churches, or places to worship. But what is the job putting all in there? Everybody discussing us in bar and all reverse with those people that are the bishop for doing they want. You are not the man is anointing bishop. Then don't play with anointing. The potato the one you explained to me today, when you not far away, I put on my back. The how men of God, child of God, supposed to talk. Thank you, may God bless you.
Amen. Let's take more calls tonight on the show. We can take many calls. We have enough time. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, wait.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying a few.
Can you switch your monitor off? Can you switch the monitor off behind you? Okay, go ahead.
All right. I said I'm Jose Yafito, calling from Turi District, Montserrat County.
Okay.
I want to speak to the issue of that Jose leaving the party. You know what?
Tell me, let's hear you.
The party is bigger than Sir Jose. But that is a wake-up call for the ambassador, the former President George Manuel Weah. I served as President General by the party for 11 years. I was there when Dorothy Doe Sherry was serving as a chairperson. She left the party. Then Eugene Tanwe served as the Secretary General at the time. Eugene left, he went to Madam Sali. When we are won the election, we are brought him back. When he appealed, he became minister. As I speak to you, I stay here until they appointed the superintendent, one Mona Tucker, that Joseph and other people. Nobody could look at us. There are citizens, grassroots citizens that are sitting and watching the drama. The people sideline us. They put us one side. They never even cared that we brought them to power. But the former President George Manuel Weah, I think he needs to open his eye and open his ear as well. He will understand that he needs people. And at the end of the day, they will betray him. Sir Joseph came from Sierra Leone with nothing. A man brought him, put his hand up. Now today he say he leaving the party, it's okay for him. Like you educate your child, you give him some money, he went to school, with all the TV he got now, and the man say, well, look, you're not my father, so let him go away, bless him. Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to more callers here. Okay, this person from here. I want to take calls from here. Trying to okay, so Okay. So I'm trying to do a draw for this person. So let me see what I can get it done. Let me see what I can get it done. Okay, yeah, we take let me see. We take 4-5 more calls. Yes, we can take 5 to 6 calls before we go home. I'm trying to do 1 or 2 draws for people here. The time. Okay, let me see what's going on. Oh my man, J Bobo, they say they want new Prezzo, and we give them new Prezzo, but they still crying, say no job. They still crying, say they're hungry. Okay, so let me play something with my man. They say they want new Prezzo. We give them a new Prezzo, but they still crying, say no job. But they still crying, say hungry. Plenty people here in poverty. One man taking 45K. Okay.
Cap with a J, no side G.
International baby. They say they want new press, so we give them the new press, so they say they want new press, so we give them the new press, so we go 7 now take it big. They step in your house every day. We not talk every day, but say you want for killing us every day. Like who come and save us now? Like who come and save us now? Corruption killing us every day. Making everybody face the front. They say they want new press, so we give them the new press, so they say they want new press, so we give them the new press, so plenty people name for 40, one man taking 45. No system, no rules in place, so corruption in our face. Hunger killing us, hunger killing us, hunger killing us, hunger killing us.
They say the devil was sharp, it's an idle man. An idle man is a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man. That it bring all the hala there in the land. Corruption stay in the house. Too many appetite but hunger stay killing us. If you live to see the next day, you must think of. You got our people that will vote that stay fooling us. They lie to us. All the hope and the promise that they made to us. So fly just to carry our proof from us. That's why they lead all in poverty. Get to see and walk away with impunity. You came my mind, I will vote for you. You go to school, I will stay vote for you. Poor people fool, let we pull it into there. Yeah, they stay. Now I will give it to the woman. Then I make it so we give it to the beginning. The begin trip so we give it to the old people. Yeah, they stay.
They say they want new press, so we give them the new press, so they say they want new press, so we give them the new press, so plenty people name for 40, one man taking 45K. No system, no rules in place, so corruption in our face. Hunger killing us, the hunger killing us, the hunger killing us, oh, hunger killing us.
Too soon, my people, it's too soon. And like I say, y'all stop, my people, it's too soon. Liberia, under Joe Barker, the corruption is too soon. So let's go to the telephone lines. We talk to this person. Good evening to you. Hello. How are you? My name is Austin Kawa. I'm calling you from Freedom FM. You play our cash giveaway today, right?
Yeah, I played today.
What time you play?
Dear subscriber, your account is low. Please recharge.
Hello? You see Balo. Let me call the person on my. Let me just call the person on the number. We're gonna 0886 23 55 4. Okay, let me call this person on my personal number and then go home. Hello, how are you? I'll say my name is Austin Kawa. I'm calling you from Freedom FM.
Yeah?
I have you live on the radio on Freedom Hard Talk. You say you played the cash giveaway today, right?
Yeah, I played it today.
When did you play?
I played the house song. I played almost I played 11 times. Yeah, 50 I was saying.
Oh, you played 11 times today, but not on this show, right?
I play on the show, then I play on the
my man, like, you play on all the radio stations. I said this is Freedom FM 87.9. I'm calling you.
Yeah, I play it today. I play 87.9. I play.
Anyway, check your phone. The number you play on, we have transferred $5,000 to that number. You won for yourself $5,000.
Thank God, thank you, brother.
So can you stay on the line and check the code and check the credit?
Yeah. That was you. I will put money on my phone. If anything, I will call you back.
Okay. If anything, I will call you back. So that man won for himself $5,000 just now. Let me see how many. Let me check out and see what I can do with another draw. For those of you playing the cash giveaway, and then we can go on. Let me go ahead, see what I can do. Another draw for you, for another person to win $5,000, and then I can run home. So let me see. The good thing I do for me. Try you. Every day with the way. Okay, now. Tom. It's exactly 10 o'clock, so we have to go home, man. We have to go home.
It's no side G.
International, baby. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new.
Yes, I saw all of your messages about the chairman of the CDC, but I couldn't read those messages. They are aggressive. They are harsh against the chairman. So you always saying text and post your harsh comments about him or against him on your Facebook handles. He will read them. But I can use my mouth to communicate your harsh comments. If it was just criticism, no problem. Many thanks to all of you for following the show tonight. And we shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace.
They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press.
So until we see tomorrow, do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. My name is Austin Kawa. Kawah. That's how I spell my last name. Kawah. Bye-bye.
They say the devil was sharp, it's an idle man. An idle man is a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man. I ain't bring all the holla holla.